Hello everyone, welcome back to Far and Away. So, last time we got across the river, we found another frog. David did not let the bit go on. He blasted him into the stratosphere. Saved enough to be able to get a little piece of him to put in the book along with one of the octopus that we found. So, took a short rest, we learned more about them, Brandon recharged his spell slot. Croctopi, sure, whatever. And then we went up into the mountains, we found a couple of interesting things, but we were soon attacked by Krithik. Once all of that was said and done, that's where we ended the last session. So I think that's more or less where we are right now.
You currently stand surrounded by the bodies of the dead and blasted and shattered Krithik you killed. Earth upturned all around you as they burrowed out from underneath the ground. What do you do?
I guess Brandon would ask first, guys, is everyone okay? I mean, I know we just healed up, but does anyone need a rest, or are we fine to keep going?
I could use a rest, because I'm out of spell slots.
Do you want to rest here, or shall we move?
Maybe we want to be somewhere, I say a bit more sheltered, but they can come out the sodding ground.
I think we eliminate every Krithik in the immediate vicinity, so this area is somewhat safe.
We'll find an area that's difficult for them to get through, like thicker rock. A rocky area would help.
What's this area just over here like? Like, is there enough room for us to actually walk there? What is that actually?
Mounts are bigger rocks with lots of smaller rocks, more solid earth underneath it.
Can Krithik still burrow through that rock, or only to softer?
So, when it comes to burrowing, the more solid the ground, the harder it is for them to burrow through. The smaller they are, the slower they are. That's more or less the information you can pass from them.
Alright, then I say it doesn't really matter. They can still burrow through the tough rock, but it just takes more time for them.
I guess that still gives us warning, though. Like, I don't think anywhere is definitively safe.
Alright, and I go to the rocky area.
You go onto the rocks, and you settle yourselves in for a short rest. The ground is quite uncomfy, so quite hard and solid underneath you.
Short rest without issues?
Well, who's keeping watch?
June is.
Jun, roll me a perception check. Also, how long do you take a short rest for?
30 minutes.
30 minutes is normal, yeah. In the distance.
Terror birds?
What the fuck are they doing here?
You don't see them. You just hear clacking of a beak.
Could I point out from which direction it would be? Is it like down the mountain?
Somewhere to the east. But despite the noise, you do not get any interruptions, though.
She would share her findings. How do we feel about that, guys?
It puts me on edge a little bit, but we come across these guys every time we go outside, so it's not really that surprising we're hearing them here.
There's also kind of the direction that surprises me.
It is a little bit odd, I suppose. They might still live here, but there's less. I guess it depends on where they are in the food chain compared to the Krithik. I think we just do what we always do, just keep on guard. But I think when we're out here and we have the opportunity to rest, we kind of need to seize it because we may not get many of these whilst we're around here.
How long are we in our rest at the moment we hit the sounds?
It would have been about 20 minutes in.
I'm okay with just staying for 10 minutes, and if they hear more of that sound, then we know that they might be approaching, so then we leave.
Since we're over halfway through, I think we should at least try to complete this rest if we can.
The direction we're heading is towards them, though.
And maybe if they just leave before we're there?
Did it sound like it was coming from the distance, or did it sound reverberant? Did it sound like it was coming from within the cave that we were going? Or can you not really tell that from here?
Would she be able to tell?
Roll me intelligence to remember. Did seem to be bouncing off surfaces, but you can't really tell if it's bouncing off the rocks or if it's bouncing from within.
It did bounce the sound, but it's difficult to tell if it's from the rocks outside or if it came from somewhere within.
The thing is, if they try to engage us in the caves, that's not really their favorite terrain. It'd probably be a little bit easier to deal with them because they'll be coming from straight side. I guess it depends if it's open, but I think all we can really do is be on guard, Jun. Can Brandon have done something over this half hour, Pete?
But he could have done something else, yeah.
I think he's going to do 30 minutes on another pair of comprehend languages glasses.
Okay.
Could John study a little then as well?
That's fine.
And then,
So silence, 30 minutes for you.
yes, you know.
Are you rolling a couple of hit die?
Yeah.
Oh. So it was 12 o'clock when we ended the last combat, so it's about 12:30 now.
Sounds about right. So now, what do you do?
Does this give us a chance to roll hit die?
Short rest, yeah. Game question. What is the maximum amount of short rests I've allowed in a day?
That is a good
15.
question. I'm not sure.
There
I
is
can
no
count that.
strict ruling.
I probably will put a ruling on it, but I could just do with figuring out what I've actually done so far. So consistent.
Let's say 5 maximum, yeah?
I don't know, 5's a bit much. Might say 4.
I don't think we've rested more than 4 or 5 times in a single day. Okay, yeah, we can just say 4 then.
What do you do?
I say we continue traveling into the cave.
I would agree, yeah.
So you begin to make your way towards the cavern entrance. The entrance is roughly around 10 feet high. It starts to slope down quite quickly as you start to peer inside. It's quite dark inside, obviously dark sight, dark vision, you can have a peek.
So what does everyone except David see?
Everyone except David sees a tunnel leading down.
I'm thinking specifically to do with Go, yeah. Do you think it'd be worth de-summoning them? Because they won't really be able to see in this place.
Literally just stand outside and squish some things for a while if you'd like.
I have a question actually, Pete. With unsummoning, in fact I'm going to chat find familiar. Okay, as a magic action you can temporarily dismiss the familiar to a pocket dimension. So it doesn't actually specify a maximum distance for that. So if I left Edgar outside here to squish some berries, if I needed to use them elsewhere, could I de-summon them and then just bring them within 30 feet of me?
Yeah.
Brandon will probably just say to Edgar then, okay Edgar, I mean I don't think you'd really be able to see what's in there, but yeah, if you want to fly around and squish some berries, yeah, feel free.
Excellent, I approve. With that, he flutters off.
As Edgar is fluttering off and the telepathic connection is still there, if I need your assistance, Edgar, I'll unsummon and resummon you near me. But otherwise, have fun.
Please choose wise moments.
Brandon, after doing this, will say, oh, yeah, Edgar isn't really going to be able to see much in there, and I don't really want to risk their safety. If we come across a section where there's something high up or something low down, I could probably resummon him to have a look, but I think otherwise you wouldn't really be able to do much, and he only has 1 hit point, so... Okay, I'm ready to proceed inside whenever you guys are.
Let's go. Proceed inside.
Okay.
I cast light on myself.
As you cast lights, Brandon, give me a perception check.
17.
You look inside the cave. You could see alright before just fine, but now as the lights sparks from David, you see movement start to come across the top of the cave. You see
yeah.
lots of figures hanging down.
Brandon is going to point out immediately. Guys, movement on the ceiling.
And with that, roll initiative.
Could Brandon have advantage on the initiative roll since he noticed these guys?
That's fine, yeah. What you see is a large selection of bats. They were previously hanging from the ceiling. Now they are starting to wake and drop and start to flutter into the air. Kara.
Kara would fire 2 shots with her longbow. 14?
14 hits.
1 hit for 5 damage.
Arrow flies through a small cluster of them before they then start to scatter.
That's it for Kara's turn.
Mark.
Moira, steady aim, short bow. 18.
Hits.
Yeah, the 2 are not piercing damage.
That's 14. Okay. She pulls back her bow, looses, and it scatters through around half of her swarm as diminished.
Okay, that'll be her then.
David.
How much time has passed from after the rest to now?
And a handful of minutes.
Because then my armor factors is still up. 14 to hit for the first one, and the second one is 15.
Also hits. So a lot of them splatter against the wall. You hear random calls coming from them. Frantic fluster of wings.
I have a question first about the bats. Does it seem like they use echolocation or do they use their eyes?
Roll me nature. They look like bats. Seems like,
They
bats.
fight
You know
crime.
bats.
They fight
It looks
crime.
like a bat, flies like a bat.
Sacred Flame, fill deck save, please.
Okay. And you turn, John?
Yeah, I do for now.
And with that, it is the Batty's turns. So the first swarm is going to go straight up, and it's going to go after, you know what, Brandon, you're in the middle.
I literally put myself in the middle to make myself less of a target. I'm barbsing that.
That's fair. Still hits, but it's not a nat.
And I also need to roll my 20.
1 damage as one of them bites into your cheek. Hangs on a little bit. That's the end of their turns.
How far above me is this swarm bat?
Swarming around you. Same level.
I think in this situation, Brandon might actually go for poison spray for once. A Constitution 13. And poison
Okay.
damage then.
So, you randomly begin to spray out poison into the swarm around you. It goes everywhere, and you see a bunch of them collapse to the ground, just kind of twitching, dead. There's only a handful of them left around you.
That will be Brandon's turn.
Okay. Kara.
Kara will, this is a short sword. 2 strikes, 15 on the first one,
Hits.
12.
Damage on your first one.
The damage on the first one is 5.
Kara swings, swishing straight past Brandon's head, cleaving into the rest of the bats, and they fall in half on the floor. You cover Moira in bats and bat guts.
You got a little something on your face.
Testing me later.
And that's Kara's turn.
Moira's turn.
Steady aim, short bow. I
You
mean,
are
I
gonna
rolled.
get better than that, 20. How many is that in total?
25.
Moira, rather pissed off with all the guts on her, pulls back a bow a little bit further, releases the arrow, ricochets off part of the cave entrance, going straight through the swarm, putting roughly half of them down in one arrow.
Okay, it's gonna be a 10.
David, you just see a bunch of bodies collapse to the floor from the air in front of you.
Nice. Yeah. Can use my thorn whip to strike them. For to hit for 4 piercing
You
damage.
flip 4 of them out of the earth.
And that's it.
Jun.
Sacred flame.
But they fail.
Wait.
4 of them burn up in the air. Okie dokie. And it's their turn. They're going to grasp the last thing that attacked them. They're going to fly over towards you, Jun. They're going to bite at you. 4 of them chomp into you.
Now they're this up close. Are they like fruit breads?
You take a moment to quietly study them whilst they're chomping into you and piercing your skin and biting your flesh. You know what? They're fucking bats!
I think he's just gonna try the poison spray again, honestly. DC 13.
Save this turn.
Unfortunate. That's all Brandon can do.
Kara's turn.
Kara's gonna take 2 swipes. 15 to hit for a whopping 5 damage. Second hit.
Misses. Moira's turn.
Moira is going to dagger them. Actually, steady aim.
Moira
that's
deftly swipes the last of them out of the air.
As combat ends, I'm going to have Moira reclaim one of the 2 arrows she fired.
Same for Kara.
Bad guano here.
Oh, crud, you're right, actually. Yeah, Brandon's gonna hunt for bat
help?
poop.
Roll me an investigation. You find so much bat poop.
Okay, I'm going to put some bat guano into one of the vials that Jen gave me recently.
I was really expecting you just put it in your pocket, to be honest.
No, I was prepared for this. Just before we move on, Brandon is going to drain the last charge out of the Comprehend Languages classes he was draining earlier. Yeah, it gains another quick if I get the slot. Okay.
Right.
So, as you're descending down, water pools in front of you. Hear a steady drip, drip, drip.
Can I smell the water? See if it's like acidic.
Go ahead, smell the water, see if it's acidic.
Maybe it's bad pee dripping down the fucking ceiling.
Roll me nature, yeah. Seems like it might be a very weak acidic water.
Okay. There's bad pee in the water, guys.
Were you planning on drinking it, June?
No. That didn't sound
Yes.
convincing. No, I'm thinking about what to use it for.
It's still water. It's not running, so there's a high chance there's also disease in that bacteria. You don't want it.
In this general area, can Brandon see any minerals?
Roll me perception.
13.
You look around and you'll see rocks, dirt, and poop.
Okay. I think as we're going through the cave, Brandon is going to periodically look for minerals or any gems.
David would do the same.
I put the bad pee water in the jar. New jar.
There is
Oh, I
this
have
pool
nitric
of water in front of us. Is it possible to move around it, or do I have to go through it?
You'd basically be going around the edges, it'd be less deep.
David's gonna press station more up because she's still covered in the guts. And then
Time.
I forgot, okay, sorry. And move around the water.
Proceed to move around the water, making your way down and down and down. By the way, does John always have a hand on the sickle?
Without her knowing, so yeah, I guess that's kind of a thing now.
As you're walking around, you start to notice that there are things on the ground, occasionally moving.
Do I recognize them as the Kruthik, the young Kruthik?
Occasionally, yes.
I would say they are moving underneath us. Occasionally, not focused on us, but they're there.
I guess that makes sense, given that this is a home habitat.
So you said probably it's a nest.
Pete, do we see this one ahead of us?
You do, yes.
Brandon is going to call out Young ahead of us and he's going to firebolt it.
Elders blessed.
Roll the hits. Brandon first, before anything else.
Nat.
Well, okay, that's some deep hate.
Yes. Yeah, they hounded him. That's like 24 damage, I think.
You suddenly raise your hand, blast out a bolt of fire, it hits it, it explodes in fiery chunks going all over the place. And silence returns. David, your hand is half raised.
That's neutralized.
I guess I had some things to work out there.
Come with that roll initiative.